Here's a shift in how scientists think about your body that I don't think has reached most people yet. For most of medical history, skeletal muscle was viewed as basically machinery. Meat and levers. The thing that moves your bones around. But over the last 2 decades, researchers have discovered something that completely changes that picture. Your muscle is an organ. Specifically, it's an endocrine organ, a gland, and it's chemically talking to the rest of your body, including your brain, every time you use it. Today I want to explain what that actually means, because it genuinely reframes what exercise is doing for you. Let's start with the discovery. When your muscles contract, they don't just pull on bones. They secrete substances into your bloodstream. Scientists named these molecules myokines, from myo, meaning muscle, and kine, meaning something that's set in motion. And the scale of this is genuinely surprising. Researchers have identified roughly 1,000 proteins that skeletal muscle is capable of secreting, and only a fraction of them have been well characterized so far. We're in the early days of mapping an entire signaling language, so where do these signals go? Essentially, everywhere. Research has shown that myokines act on your adipose tissue, your liver, your gut, your pancreas, your bones, your blood vessels, your immune cells, and your brain. Take a moment with that. When you go for a walk or lift something heavy, your leg muscles are releasing chemical messages that travel through your bloodstream and land on organs all over your body. This is why researchers now describe skeletal muscle as having genuine endocrine capacity, the same category we use for glands like your thyroid. Your muscle is not just a passenger in your health. It's a participant. And this explains something that used to be a bit of a mystery. Exercise seems to help almost everything. Metabolism, mood, memory, immune function, blood sugar, bone density, inflammation. That's suspicious, right? How does one activity help so many unrelated systems? Well, myokines are a big part of the answer. Exercise isn't just burning calories. It's triggering a broadcast. Now let me focus on the connection I find the most remarkable, the muscle-to-brain link. Researchers describe what they call muscle-brain crosstalk. When you exercise, your muscles release signals, including a growth factor called BDNF, along with others like cathepsin B, that appear to support your neurons. Studies suggest these signals promote the growth of new neural connections and are associated with improved cognition and memory. There's even research connecting this signaling to mood, sleep patterns, and how your brain makes neurotransmitters. So the well-established fact that exercise protects your brain as you age turns out to depend, at least in part, on your muscles' ability to send these messages. When people say exercise is the best thing for your aging brain, this is a mechanism behind the claim. And here's the flip side, which is just as important. Research indicates that inactivity and muscle wasting can derange this myokine signaling, and that in turn may compromise brain function. So losing muscle isn't only about strength and mobility, as important as those are, it may also mean losing part of a conversation your body depends on. That gives the phrase "use it or lose it" a much deeper meaning. Now, I want to give you the honest picture, including the caveats, because that's what this channel is for. First, the hype. The most famous myokine is called irisin, and it got enormous media attention as the exercise hormone. But it's genuinely contested. There are researchers who have published papers arguing that irisin is more myth than reality in humans, and the debate is still ongoing. So the overall framework, that muscle secretes signals that benefit your body, is well supported. But some of the specific celebrity molecules are on shakier ground than headlines suggest. Second, and this is my favorite finding in all of this. Naturally, the pharmaceutical and supplement industries would love to bottle this. An exercise pill. Something that gives you the myokine benefits without moving. And researchers looked at this directly, and their conclusion was refreshingly blunt. Because the muscle's secretome is so complex, involving hundreds of proteins plus metabolites, lipids, and RNA molecules, they concluded that an exercise mimetic might not be possible, and that efforts to motivate people to increase their daily physical activity should even be intensified. That's scientists, in a peer-reviewed journal, essentially saying, there's no pill for this, go move your body. I find that genuinely clarifying. So what do you actually do with this? The instruction is simple. Contract your muscles, regularly. Both aerobic exercise and resistance training trigger myokine release, so a mix of the two is ideal. You don't need to be extreme about it. Consistent, regular movement is what keeps the broadcast running. And building and maintaining muscle mass matters here too, because more muscle means more tissue capable of sending those signals. So finally, where does a supplement like Mitochondrial fit into this? I'm going to be completely direct with you. It doesn't release myokines. No supplement does, including this one, and the researchers I just quoted would tell you the same thing about any pill. Muscle contraction sends the signal. That's the mechanism, and there's no shortcut around it. Where myelin plays its modest role is on the cellular energy side. Skeletal muscle is one of the most mitochondria-dense tissues you have, so supporting mitochondrial function with CoQ10 and PQQ is relevant to muscle health generally. But it sits alongside your training. The training is what starts the conversation. So here's what I hope stays with you. Your muscles are not just for lifting. They're an organ that speaks to your brain and your entire body, and the only way to make them speak is to use them. Move your muscles, and they'll talk to your brain. Check the link in the description below to learn more about supporting your cellular energy with myelin. And if you appreciate getting the real science instead of the hype, hit subscribe. Every week we break down the actual cellular science of healthy energy in plain language you can use. We post every morning. I want to be fully transparent with you. The link in the description below is an affiliate link. I might earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. I only share what I genuinely think is helpful. This video is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making changes to your diet or lifestyle.